What is going on, people? Just recently I played through the Sega CD game Snatcher for the very first time, and I thought that this would be the perfect opportunity to revisit a video series I've been wanting to do for a little while where we talk about older video games. The thing about gaming culture is, gamers tend to always be clamoring for the next big game, and then the next game after that, and after that. The rate we consume these games is absolutely insane. I suppose that makes for good business and keeps the industry healthy, but there are literally decades of awesome games to explore and discover, things that have been long forgotten. Sure, some games by design are dated and a bit cumbersome, but Snatcher is the perfect example of a video game that is aged beautifully, like a fine wine, like Hideo Kojima himself. Welcome to Retro Runback. Hideo Kojima's best-known work may be the Metal Gear series, but he cut his teeth on classic cyberpunk adventure games Policenauts and of course Snatcher. Snatcher wears its influences on its sleeve. There's no hiding that this game is deeply inspired by the film Blade Runner. Early in the game, they even refer to your character as a runner. It's pretty on the nose. Gillian Seed, who suffers from amnesia, is deployed to the city of Neo Kobe to assist in battling the Snatcher infestation.
Gillian Seed, estimated age 31. 3 years ago, he and his wife Jamie Seed are taken into protective custody in the Siberian neutral zone.
Snatchers are bioroids who kill humans and take their place in society, perfectly mimicking their appearance. What immediately stuck out to me when I first booted up the game is the super slick presentation and visuals, and of course, the killer soundtrack. The soundtrack to this game is amazing. Certain tracks have been stuck in my head for days after playing. It takes full advantage of the console add-on's CD audio. Arguably the biggest advantage over the base Sega Genesis, which has subpar sound quality to say the least. It's important to note that the Sega CD version of the game has all new tracks from that of the original 1988 release on the MSX2 and the PC-88. Yes, Snatcher was originally released in Japan back in 1988, meaning Snatcher's development was 30 years ago, which is a testament to how well the game is designed and that it's still immensely playable.
Know all about us, do you, junker?
Oh shit. Perhaps what makes it so playable is the fact that it's a standard adventure game. Interaction with the characters and environments are limited to the text-based menu. A modern game comparison would be something like the Ace Attorney series, though there's tons of other examples. And occasionally, the player will be faced with actual shooting segments in the game, and what's neat is you can actually hook up and use the Konami Enforcer light gun for these areas. They're not too common, but they can get pretty intense. I, unfortunately, had to settle for using a regular controller.
Whew. I wasn't ready for that.
Speaking of the shooting, I was surprised at how gruesome some of the art in this game got. They really didn't shy away from the violence, which I appreciate, because it really is effective. This was in 1994, when video game violence was under scrutiny. Just look at this shit. Fuck!
Good God!
I read 4 human skeletons in this room.
It's their morgue.
And adventure games, more than just about any other type of game, need a compelling story and likable characters. And that is where Snatcher absolutely shines. Gillian Seed and his trusty companion Metal Gear, yes, Metal Gear, are the stars here. The game never takes itself too seriously, and the banter between the two main characters is often hilarious.
I hope you learned your lesson, Gillian.
Even though the stakes are high, Gillian always has time to stop and mac on the ladies, which I always appreciate. This scene is heavily censored compared to the original, and the character Katrina had her age changed to 18, up from 14 compared to the Japanese release. Japan. Gotta love it. This game might not be for you if you don't like reading, but, come on. Though many of the key scenes in the game do have full-on voice acting, and it's actually not that bad. There's some cheesy lines with cheesy delivery, but it's kind of fitting and very much in sync with the vibe of the game.
The number you have reached is not in service at this time. Please check the number and dial again.
Kojima loves cinematic cutscenes and character monologues, and it's certainly on full display, especially when you get to the third act of the game. The story has some legitimate twists and turns that honestly caught me off guard, and several just cool, shocking moments.
I read motion. This room.
Damn! Where is he?
Ow!
Gillian, behind you.
I know I'm doing nothing but praising the game, and if I had any criticism, I would say that the look and investigate actions can get a little confusing, and sometimes you'll need to investigate the same item several times to actually progress. This led to me investigating the crap out of pretty much everything. It's a pretty small nitpick on a otherwise near flawless adventure game.
We only require her cooperation for a short period here at the Kremlin.
Perhaps in future episodes of Retro Runback, I'll pick a game that maybe I didn't enjoy. But I can't help but recommend Snatcher. It's well worth the Wait, what the actual Okay, wait, $700? Well, as it turns out, this is an extremely sought-after game. The Sega CD was the only English release of this game, and according to Wikipedia, only sold a couple thousand copies in North America, mainly due to the fact that the Sega CD was discontinued around the time the game was released. Coupled with the fact that it's a damn good game, arguably the best on the Sega CD, and the fact that it's a Kojima game, has led to insanely inflated prices. Full disclosure, I played on an emulator when I streamed the game last week. I would have gladly paid a reasonable amount of money, even for like a digital copy on PC or any modern console, but Konami has literally never made this game available anywhere other than the Sega CD. Emulation is definitely a shade of gray, and there's a lot of mixed opinions on it out there, but this is a situation where I'm glad it exists. I feel like a Snatcher HD re-release would absolutely make a killing. Anyways, that is going to be it for this episode of Retro Runback. Let me know what you thought about it, and if you liked it, please hit that like button because it really does help my channel a lot. Thanks for watching.